Now, talking about context and data input. As you can see here by this first sample response that ChatGPT gave to us, it took a random idea, which would be a marketing plan for a new fitness app. And then it generated that marketing plan. So you can already see that it takes random ideas because you forgot to give it context. So if you told it, act as a marketer, or act as a marketer with 15 years of experience in these and these fields and this background, and write me a strategic marketing plan for my new e-commerce brand that does this and this and this and this and this, then you would get the results for your specific brand. And this is what I call the informational context input, which if you have a look at this here, this is informational context and data points. And what I used to do before I had the briefing that we're going to construct here is I just put in full websites, full landing pages, LinkedIn descriptions, sometimes even context information with multiple languages. So if I have like a German description of something, I put it in. If I have an English summary here, I put all that in. And I feed it lots and lots of information. I used to think that the more information it has, the better. Actually, that's not really true, because the memory that it can save and store within one conversation and that it basically can hold as priming is quite limited. It's much more limited than you might think. And so when you give it 3 different full page summaries of this, and you give it this product, and you explain to it your whole business history and your personal brand's LinkedIn profile and 3 different product descriptions, so just it knows information about your business, that's not the smart way to go. That's why we're crafting. What you should do is you take all the information that you have, just like a new employee. How do you train a new employee in the quickest and most effective way to learn and understand what your business is all about? What is the history? In some short sentences, what have you done in the past? What are your main experiences? What are your main USPs now? What is your founder all about? What is your mission? What are your strengths? What's your product? Maybe a product description. If you have a unique approach, you tell them about your unique approach. You tell them about your business case studies, your business's trust, your authority, your numbers and all that stuff in the most compact way. Because only if it's compact, it can be held for a long time throughout the whole conversation. And that is the goal. And this kind of starts to break down if you feed it lots and lots of different big, unprecise, sometimes unimportant information. So make sure then when you prime it with context and input that you give it really good, compact data that give it all the necessary information. Sometimes also, for example, if you have, let's say, huge amounts of data that you want to use as priming, as context input, you take that, you give it into ChatGPT, you let it summarize that and create short, compact context briefing for itself. So you give it 10 pages of your book, your whole website, 10 sub-pages and 5 product descriptions and your LinkedIn description as briefing, and then let itself come up with a compact briefing that can be used for itself in this conversation, but also in future conversations as a context briefing. Of course, if you have no information at all whatsoever so far from the specific business that you're working on or from a new client, maybe you start a completely new startup that doesn't have anything yet and you want to use ChatGPT for the help, then you just explain to it all the stuff and you need to actually write something yourself to explain to it, okay, what is this product about? What do you know so far about it? What are the markets? What is the product history? How long has it been developed? What is the background? How many customers does it already have? And if you can't copy and paste into that as information, you just need to write it. And once it has all that information, that would be your second puzzle piece when it comes to creating that initial conversation briefing template.